Hello and welcome back to Future Back Drinking. I'm so thrilled you are joining us for Season 2 of this podcast series brought to you by PepsiCo and Time. I'm your host, Dr. Athina Kanioura, PepsiCo's Chief Strategy and Transformation Officer. Last season, we explored big ideas shaping the future of work, technology, and society. This season, we are going even further with new voices, new conversations, and a fresh perspective on how innovation and leadership are reshaping our world. And for this season, I'll be joined by my co-host, Priyanka Aribindi. Welcome, Priyanka.
Thank you so much for having me. Athina, I'm so excited to be here for Season 2. You have an amazing team. We have an amazing lineup of topics and guests. I'm really excited to dig into all of it with you. Let's start off with our first episode today. We are going to take a deeper dive into strategic leadership and business innovation. Athina, why is this such an important topic for us to start with?
Firstly, if you were to think of the biggest problems that we have right now and how kind of corporations like us address it, we need to start with how leaders are shaping the future of this world, how leaders are driving innovation, different thinking on how they can drive much more growth in the society, wealth in the population, better performance of the corporation. So leadership and innovation is at the heart of how companies, leaders, and the society can thrive. And this is why it is such an important topic for us to discuss, not just the two of us,
right?
But
our amazing guest today leads us perfectly, Jessica Sibley, the CEO of Time.
Okay, a couple of things about Jess. Jessica Sibley is an extraordinary example of this kind of leadership. Her career at Forbes, Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, and now at Time has been defined by transformation. She's guiding one of the world's most iconic media brands into its next chapter while never losing sight of the values and legacy that continue to define its impact. That balance, honoring an iconic brand while driving it boldly into the future, is a true test of leadership. Here's our conversation with Jessica Sibley. So, cheers, Jessica, to you, and a great conversation.
Oh, thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Jessica, let's dive in. So we want to discuss first, how do you transform without breaking the legacy of an organization or the culture of an organization? We have seen many leaders struggling to modernize established brands. You know, some of them lose their core strength, some of them manage not to lose their core strength. So what have you learned so far about the company's history? Of course, you drive such a massive change in Time.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here at PepsiCo's headquarters. What I've done at Time is really what I've done my whole career. And I have been in what we call now traditional legacy media. You talked a little bit about some of the places where I've been. And it's been a career about change, transformation, and what I call the Re's. Reinvigoration, revenue recalibration, in some cases, resuscitation. And it's been an incredible journey. And it's really fun and it's exciting and also hard. What I've learned is honor your history, celebrate your legacy, move quickly, but carefully. And if you have an incredible brand and an incredible business, embrace the future, embrace consumer change, embrace technology, and move people along with you. And so when I think about Time Magazine, you know, we've been able to transition from linear or print to digital, to then mobile, right? Very small consumption of content and information and advertising on a tiny screen, to then social, and now AI.
Both of your organizations and really the entire industries have transformed so rapidly, especially in recent years. What I would love to hear about is how you know when it's time to push for innovation and what helps keep a legacy business like yours competitive in such a fast-paced environment.
I would say for me, it's always been two things: experience and gut. And a calibration or a balance of both. So years of experience and then making some fast gut decisions based on experience. And I've always been a very external type of leader. And what does that mean? I always wanted to be around people. And you could see I'm kind of a natural extrovert. And listening and learning from team members, being in front of customers on a regular basis, and just being knowledgeable about, your own industries, but about the world, and identifying consumer behaviors and changes and being part of those changes. The other thing is embracing change and embracing newness and new technologies and new opportunities. And so when I look at where Time is today, we started out as a magazine, and we now have the largest, most global audience in our 100+ year history. And I'd also add the very youngest. So 45% of our audience, however they want to consume our content and our journalism, is 35 years and younger. So we've embraced all of the new technologies, and we've met audiences where they're at and where they demand us to be. So whether that's text, print, digital, social, mobile, we're on WhatsApp, we're on TikTok, our photojournalism, our video journalism, just think about that. Think about the opportunities to bring Time to the world because of these new technologies. And I'd add, lastly, we're focused on AI. So if consumers are searching and asking and finding information in new ways, we have to be part of that ecosystem. We have to lean in, understand how consumers are going to find us in this new world. So it would be called SEO, so search engine optimization in the media landscape. Now it's called answer optimization. So how do we get involved in all of the AI companies so that when consumers are looking for information, we show up? We show up big and we show up strong. We have a brand identity of 100 years of trust that when we show up, we'll get that engagement and we'll be able to grow. That's my opinion. I'm going to go long on that.
Why don't I follow up from this statement and what also Priyanka asked? So you talked a lot about the digital first strategy and the evolution, but sometimes in the history of a brand, there are those inflection points where, okay, the moment has come and now I have to act. So if you were to think of those breakthrough moments that convinced you, now it is the time for me to act, can you share with us what have been those moments?
I would say recently, although it's not as recent because I'm going to be 3 years as the CEO of Time, I made a very early decision that was very courageous and bold. And I announced it on a very big stage. So the optics were very high. I took down the paywall for Time. That allowed readers to come to time.com from anywhere in the world at any time and get our information for free, frictionless. Now, if you think about that, 3 years ago, the industry was moving in a very different direction.
Right.
Subscriptions, membership, a lot of friction there, right? I felt that the subscription businesses had peaked and were going to start to be in decline. And there was a lot of different data that I used to make that gut call. Netflix had just announced they were going to launch a major advertising business, and they hired 2 of the most experienced leaders in advertising. The FTC advocating for consumers, this click to buy, call to cancel. You can easily click to buy, but you'll never find anyone that you can call to cancel. I felt that it was time to take this in a different direction. There is a world and a place for Time, for free and accessible and available to everyone. I stand by that decision today, but I'll tell you leading up to it, what I just said to you, I said to 50 to 75 of people that I trusted, and I said, what do you think? And I got on our stage at our Time 100 gala, and I looked out and I saw CEOs and celebrities and athletes and activists, and I'm being filmed because our show is on ABC, and I made the announcement, and everyone applauded. And when I talk about this today, I still get applause.
That's awesome.
It's amazing. And I mean, your tenure at Time has been full of, even in the few short years that you've been there, so much bold, amazing change. And there's so much excitement around it. But I think the flip side of change sometimes can be these feelings of resistance, uncertainty, and fear. So I really wanted to ask you how you would talk to someone in your organization or your industry who, you know, looks at an industry evolving and changing and feels fearful or feels, you know, unsure of what their place might be as things move forward.
You said talk. That word struck me because it's about communication. And what I've learned going through all of these, really leading change management and being part of it my whole career, over communication is really critical. Explaining where we are, explaining where we need to be, and bringing people along with you. How do you create a culture and change a culture? You mentioned bold. It's bold, but it's also very iterative. It's very day by day iterative. And then explaining and envisioning a future that we're going to create together. And then going back and showing that we've already been doing this for 100 years. This isn't new. We made the transition from a magazine to an always-on, real-time digital entity. We've leaned into mobile first. And for me, it's been be honest, get people to believe you, and the way they believe you is by respecting you. And being around and having those conversations. I would say having the confidence, being assertive, but not arrogant. These are some of the things Athina and I have been talking about. And leaning in to what you've done and how you see that future and how you're going to take people there with you. It's really what I've been doing my whole career, and I'm going to have to continue to do it because change is only accelerating, and you know that just as well.
So, business innovation. I know how important this is for you, but it would be good to understand how the definition has shifted in the past 5 years.
Business innovation is, I think, one of the most exciting topics that hasn't changed all that much in the last 5 years. Think about the resiliency of PepsiCo and how you've transformed and innovative. It's so similar to what we've done at Time. Think about the last 5 years of what we've gone through with the economy, with the elections, with COVID, and coming out of that. It's so exciting to lead innovation. Some days it feels like progress. Some days it feels like setbacks. Some days you feel like you've propelled and you've gone 2 steps forward. Some days 1 step back. I'm a parent. I've embraced change. The minute I became a parent, my kids have changed every single day to this day at 24 and 27. So that framework and that mindset is instilled in me. And I would also say I'm like a forever optimist. I don't even look at this as any half. It's always full for me. And people say that. I love your optimism. And that's what innovation should be about. And it is hard, but it's so exciting because you get to build and get to new places. If you had asked me where I would think I would be 3 years from when I started or where Time would be, I don't even know if I could tell you. And I am so excited and so proud of what we've done over the last 3 years. And I'm so excited for the next 3.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So as we talk about innovation, I know a big topic that comes up a lot is AI. And under your leadership, Time has done a lot to actually embrace AI in several facets of your business. I want to ask you about your perspective on it. How do you view that in the context of Time? How do you view that in the context of the work you do at PepsiCo? How are you thinking about it?
Yeah. There's a couple of different ways that I'd like to talk about AI with you today. You talk about creative, so let me just start there to answer your question. We've had 100 years of new technologies. We've had 100 years of consumers changing their behavior on content consumption. If you think about a magazine, a television, look at where we are today. Look at the choices and the options between the apps and the streamers. We've leaned into all of that. We've embraced all of the new platforms. We've met audiences and developed new formats and form factors to meet audiences of all ages where they want us to be and how they want us to show up. We're going to continue to do that. So when I think about AI, what great opportunities we have now. We launched a very big program in December with a company called Scale AI. They are very well known now, but they weren't when we started working with them. They were very well known as a hyperscaling AI company in the industry, but now they're globally recognized because of their relationship with Meta and Mark Zuckerberg. We launched Person of the Year, which is one of our biggest moments of the year. Last year's Person of the Year was President Trump, who had the biggest impact on the year. And we allowed our audiences to read all of this content and the interview and everything that we did in multiple languages, in summarization, and we allowed it to even interact and have a chat experience. If you preferred audio, we had that as an opportunity. And again, it's such a seamless, frictionless experience. The optics were very high. So it was a really big moment for us. Imagine bringing time to the world in any language, in audio, in video, in interactivity. So we're going to continue to use AI in a creative concept. Our journalism will always be human written and human led, but it gives us exponential opportunities.
Absolutely.
As you know very well, AI is very dear to my heart. When I came in the company, and one of my roles was to drive the digital transformation of the organization. Of course, AI has evolved since 2-3 years ago. And 2 years ago, we said, okay, let's see the future first from a Gen AI layer. You know, what does it mean to understand AI operations end-to-end? And then when agentic exploded, then it created a very different world of opportunities for the company, which was human to digital agent interaction, right? So firstly, we have a very ambitious, but also very pragmatic AI strategy, an agentic AI first strategy for the company in everything we do. Just to give you some examples, we have been working very closely with Mark Benioff and the Salesforce team on rethinking the future of our frontline, or the people that sell our products, merchandise our products, service our customers, and engage with the broader ecosystem of how we define, design, operationalize, and implement sales, customer service, and branding and marketing in the organization. We want all in 3 areas. 1, rethinking the sales organization, not just from a technology lens, but from a role, from a skill set, from an engagement model, from the type of activities they would be doing, based on the fact that now you could have an army of digital agents that could do a lot of the tasks that those humans were doing before. So that's one. The second was rethinking customer experience. Companies like us and companies in every industry have a whole world of omni-channel experiences, either call centers and telesales or outsourcing capabilities, because customers interact with us or consumers interact with us. So we said, okay, let's imagine a world of customer experience where it's agentic first, where every time a customer engages with you, they have first to interact with the agent in a very intelligent way, in a very personalized way, in a way that leverages all the information and data that we have. And then the human comes just to amplify the experience of the digital agent and therefore provide more visibility on our innovation, provide more opportunities on connecting customers with each other. So much more of a business development role. And so far we have seen massive success by rolling out those capabilities in not just the big retailers, but more importantly in the small mamas and papa shops, where very proudly we have 1 million shops that are using agentic because of the power of the partnership that we have had with Salesforce. The third area where agentic is also becoming extremely important for us is for all our internal capabilities. So everything that is an admin task, everything that is necessary for an employee to do their day-to-day job, we have now automated, we have digitized, and they can go directly to a digital agent by using, again, agentic to be able to get that information through every single type of digital channel that you can imagine, whether it's a mobile, whether it's a web interface, in every point of interaction. So digitize employee experience, which is a big unlock in terms of time, efficiency, productivity of the people, and more than anything, satisfaction. And our vision is in the next 2 years, agentic AI is embedded in everything we do.
That's a remarkable and amazing, and how quickly you've moved.
Yeah, it's been ambitious, but the company was ready. So Jess, I'm curious about the role of media and what do you think about it, especially since media companies have been at the center of debates about trust and influence, even more so now than before. So how do you see Time's role evolving in shaping conversations about the society, innovation, and all the themes that we are all talking about?
It's what we've done over the last 100 years. This is not new for us. Trust is our number one core value. That will not change. Our purpose, our mission, our balance, our rigorously reported journalism. We call that our capital J journalism. 60 people on our covers each year. Everyone wants to be on the cover of Time. It's the number one highest value real estate in the world. And when they're on our cover, they come in our room and we bring our live journalism together and they're part of our community and they speak and they're on stage and they interact with all of us and what we've been building at Time. We live in the middle. It's really hard. It's hard work to do that, but we've been doing it for 100 years. So it's not new for us. We have to make sure that we understand technologies, especially AI, embrace them. We're going to move quickly, but also cautiously. And we're really proud of that. We're really proud of the trust that so many have in us. We've really focused on leaders. We're writing for leaders and about leaders. And when Taylor Swift goes one interview, in 6 years, she gave it to Time because she trusts us and she's had a relationship with us.
I want to switch gears a little bit. At the end of each episode of our show, we like to ask our guests a series of quick-hitting questions just to get to know them a little bit on a more personal level. We call it our lightning round. Jess, are you ready?
Bring it on.
All right. What was the first magazine that you remember reading cover to cover?
I should probably say Time, but I'm going to be honest.
Be honest.
The Wall Street Journal. CEOs were my celebrities. I was so enamored of a corner office, a leader, understanding the qualities and how that person got there and how they're working in their companies and their organizations. And I just started reading the Wall Street Journal and I never looked back.
6-year-old Jess devouring the Wall Street Journal.
Okay, next one, tricky. Is print still important?
Print is very important to Time. We have a lot of readers that love our magazine and they pay for it and they get it every year. Most importantly, it's our covers. Everyone wants to be on the cover of Time. And I'll give you one of my favorite examples this year so far. David Beckham. David Beckham was so excited to be on the cover of Time, and we were recognizing him for his philanthropy. And we told a story that no one else had been telling about him. He's 50 now, his chapter is changing, he's building his legacy. He's been with UNICEF since he was 17 years old. And we were recognizing him for being one of the most incredible philanthropists who are building the future of giving. And guess what? He came to our philanthropy event in May. I sat next to him and Victoria, who is amazing. And he spoke at the event. And this is just one of many, and I said 60 examples of what we do. Everyone wants to be on our cover. It's amazing.
If you weren't leading Time, what field would you be working in?
I would be leading Time right now here. Really? Look where we are.
No, it makes
We're
sense.
at the headquarters of PepsiCo, sitting with the two of you. Look at this team that we have here. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I am so excited. I feel like I've worked so hard to get to where I am now. I'm wearing the Time red.
You are
Looks
right.
And yeah, I'm happy.
Awesome. Okay, so it wouldn't be a Future Back Drinking podcast without this question. Who would you grab a drink with and why? Anyone?
Pope Leo XIV in the Vatican with my editor-in-chief, getting the first interview with the new Pope to be on the cover of Time.
I'm sure it will happen. That's
Yeah,
not...
you put it on the world.
I am
You're
trying
manifesting.
to make this happen, and I want us to be first. And people are telling me he's young and he's got plenty of time. I don't have time. I want this now. I'm going to give you a second one. So that's that's like the business drink. The more personal drink would be with my dear friend Arianna Huffington, because Arianna always starts a conversation with, "How are you?" And she probably says, "Darling." And she reminds me that it's so important to rest and recover. And I'm not good at that. And I need that reminder.
That's amazing.
Sweet,
I love
right?
it.
So Jess, thank you so much for being here. Jess, such an amazing friend, great leader, a great CEO, and amazing to start the season also with Priyanka. It has been a great conversation. I hope you enjoyed it. So cheers to you and the amazing successes of
Cheers,
Time.
Athina and Priyanka. So excited for season 2 and to kick it off.
Thank you.
I think Jess's story is a really amazing example of what it takes and what it requires to move a legacy business forward into the future. To speak to our themes of strategic leadership and business innovation, what better way to kind of kick it off with someone who really is being so strategic with those innovations and pushing their industry forward. Really great conversation to kind of kick off this second season.
I fully agree. And of course, Jess always comes with these innovative ways to describe an actually legacy industry. And it was superb to hear kind of the transformation of Time and what it means for her personally, and of course, her commitment to the industry. So, and of course, amazing to co-host it with you.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Future Back Drinking. We hope you truly enjoyed the conversation. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and stay connected with us on all your favorite podcast platforms. Until next time, take care.